This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. The first chart is the Euro Pound. If you recall, during last week's reports, I mentioned the short trade off the doji candle here. I also mentioned to cover around the 87.25 area. I also mentioned that we might look to get long just above that 87 figure, and we can see that prices did rebound sharply off the 87 figure now. So if you're in that trade, although I didn't update my videos the beginning of this week, but if you did enter, if you did exit the short trade and then enter the long trade just above that 87 figure, I would look to take profits maybe at this price point right now at about the 87.80 area, and then look for the next opportunity in this pair. Moving forward, the next chart is the Aussie Kiwi. Not much has changed here. This was the failed, let me zoom in here a little bit, give you a better idea what I'm speaking about. This was the failed evening star pattern that I mentioned a few reports back, and then we had the large bullish engulfing candle after that, which negated that analysis. And I mentioned that we were looking for possible entries to see if anything does materialize. I might have a tentative bearish bias just above that 24 figure, maybe about the 24.15 area, but that's a little thin. My confidence is low, and there are some better opportunities with some of the other pairs. So let's move forward, speaking of which, to the Pound Swiss. And as I mentioned during my past several reports, going long off the double bottom of this trade right here, the price level just beneath that 72 figure, and prices did rebound sharply about 200, 300 pips off that level. Now, if you're still in this trade, I would continue to stay in the trade right now, and let me zoom in a little bit closer here to show you exactly what I'm looking at in terms of looking a little more closely. Prices have come down to the 61.8 fib. This is exactly what we like to see. Prices coming down, testing a fib level, leaving behind a wick, and then closing back above the fib level. So with that being said, I would have a tentative bullish bias against the low of the candle wick that tested the fib level. That would be this candle wick right here, and the price point is about the 72.43 area, so let's call it about 72.40, and we place our stop maybe about 72.25. That would be the stop location, and right now prices are about 72.73, so I would look for prices to come down a little bit more, and again, place your stop about the 72.20 area. But again, my confidence is not that high in this trade, but if prices do come down a little bit, the risk to reward will be extremely favorable, because if prices do hold this 61.8, I would expect prices to come and test the high of this candle here, the most recent highs, very close to the 75 figure, about 74.40. So that's the trade setup that I would be looking for over the next 24 to 48 hours. But again, keep the risk tight. Anything can and will happen, and we're going to be exited on a move anywhere beneath that 72.40 area. The last chart is the Euro Swiss, and not much has changed here. Still waiting for prices to come down and test the longer term support line. We do have a bearish candle developing as I speak right now, and with this, the level right now is just beneath that 150 figure, so that's what I'd be looking for in terms of paying attention to this pair. Any move beneath that 150 figure, because that will be very close to the longer term support line. Let me zoom out and show you that support line that would be formed by the mid-October low and the late March low over here. So over the next 24 to 48 hours, this trade could certainly materialize. Again, my name is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening, and please stay tuned for a preview of the DailyFX Forum. I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX Forum. And I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum, and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now, and this is DailyFX.com, and this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go DailyFX.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX Forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go, there are a bunch of threads down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum the video you just viewed where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum, identifying trades with DailyFX. That's me. And go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So normally when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly you can check out any of my previous videos, and you know, especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums and then look for the forums that I like, you know, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro Dollar forum, and this, again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro Dollar thread, I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to, you know, really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing. And me as a trader, I have some experience. So what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly, you know, try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade, but what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say, you know, you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can, you know, what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting for to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.